Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack bringing you live tournament action in the All-League Tournament of June 2011. Super excited for this matchup. We have Microstar playing as Protoss. He is a diamond level player versus Anjing, a platinum level Zerg. Anjing going into this matchup feeling a little stressed out, I believe. He was just saying in the chat before that he feels like he's going to lose. I wish that he would have just a little bit better, attitude there, I guess, but I think that he definitely has a decent shot at this. I mean, he's a little bit below, but usually I think the rule of thumb is if you're at one level below, you should be able to beat at least 10% of the time, 20%, sometimes a quarter, maybe even 50% of the time, people in one league higher than yourself. So I think he's definitely got a shot at this. I hope that he doesn't feel like he's getting screwed out of this tournament prize or whatever, but I guess it is what it is, and we will see these guys battling out on slag pits, which everybody's going to hate me for this, but I wanted to see slag pits today at least once, and this is going to be the matchup for that. So unfortunately, I guess for Anjing and Microstar, hopefully they're not too upset with me about this map, but I don't know what it is. Everybody says they hate this map. I kind of like it. I like that it's a small kind of main area. There's not tons of room in here, so you really have to kind of expand out onto the map a little bit, and which can make things fairly interesting. We do have an Overlord Scout for Anjing cruising in the incorrect direction. He will figure this out soon enough, though, as he does see a scout in his base. We'll have to assume that came across from here, from this position. And we are going to be walling off here at Microstar's base with a gateway. I'll assume that the next will be a cybernetics core. And I was actually watching a replay. I'm trying to think who it was. I think it was Vile Psy from Psy Starcraft. Yeah, it was. He had a replay video. He was talking about how if you're trying to block a hatchery, and you put down a pylon and let it complete, and then you want to continue blocking it even after they start sending Zerglings out to kill it. What you can do is put down a cybernetics core instead of a gateway right next to your pylon, and then obviously you don't let that complete. You cancel that, but it completes faster. Like its build time is faster than a gateway's, and it has more HP. As you can see here, there's only 1,000 total HP for a gateway, and 1,100 total HP for a cybernetics core, so it makes a better block than a gateway does. So kind of interesting there. Obviously we didn't see that in this matchup, but I did want to kind of mention that. It was really interesting for me to learn that. But we do have a spawning pool on the way for Anjing, so and his expansion here just about done, so a fairly fast expand here by Anjing. We will see if he will be able to make something happen with that. But other than that, he doesn't have any tech at this point. Not quite enough gas to start his speedling upgrade, and we don't see that as of yet. But there is this forward pylon here from Microstar. Has this been spotted by Anjing? Yes, it has, and he is sending out. Look at this. Boy, he's all over the place. Let's get off of his vision and stick with mine. He is going to be taking that out immediately. So very, very good snipe there by Anjing. Props. But Microstar still has this probe out and about on the map. Going to be finding another place, I assume, for a forward pylon. It looks like he is going to be sticking with some one gate play here for just a little while. Oh, maybe not. Down goes a forge. So, excuse me. We may see an expansion here from Microstar here fairly shortly. That is 3 gateways now, and a forge, and no upgrades on the way yet. Of course, he is. There it goes. He just, as soon as he got enough minerals there, went right for it. And weapons level 1 is going to be on the way. We'll see what he's going to do with this, if he is going to choose to get an expansion off of this, or if he is going to do some sort of 3-gate push and try and expand behind it. We shall see, but he definitely has enough sentries here, it looks like, to be able to block off too much Zergling aggression, which here comes some right now. Well, they're just poking up to see what they see. They don't see very much. Is he going to get him trapped? Yes, he is! And these Zerglings about to have a very, very bad day. And down they go. So very good play there by MicroStar. That was definitely star-like Micro. He is not called MicroStar for nothing. That's what we like to see. And here come more Zerglings out across the map. Is he going to run up in this base? Oh, and almost catching those guys as well. Anjing trying to help him waste that energy of his sentries, which is always a good idea. That way those force fields don't come into play quite as much later in the game. It looks like Anjing might be going for some sort of attack here fairly shortly. Uh-oh, these guys getting caught out of position. A lot of these guys going down there are not going to do hardly any damage, and they did not get any scouting information in. So a little bit of misclick there, I think, by Anjing. Probably just didn't notice that they were getting attacked. And look at this. Down goes the expansion for MicroStar. Going to be putting himself on even footing base-wise with his opponent. And still just on the 3 gateways. And weapons level 1 is now complete. And we do have melee attack level 1 on the way. Just barely starting. Unfortunately for him, he cannot chrono boost that out. So that makes things just a little bit more difficult. But he does have quite a bit of static defense here. He's got these spine crawlers. Oh, a single queen though. He probably could use a little bit more. Especially, oh wait, I'm missing some poking around here with these Zerglings. Is he going to move up in this base? Yes, he is! Gets a couple of them up in the base. He's going to get some scouting in. Is he going to be able to kill some probes? Yes, he is going to get a couple probe kills here. And he did get some decent scouting information in as well. And down they go. Let's take a look at what that looks like for probe kills. And Anjing has got 6 probe kills on his opponent now, so pretty decent job there. Trying to take him out economically, always a good idea. Let's take a look at the units tab though, and look at this. Anjing doing a great job staying on good footing. Solid economic position against his opponent. That's what we like to see. And MicroStar going to be putting down some gas here at his expansion. Interested to see what tech he is going to go. He does have this single photon cannon here at his expansion for static defense. Excuse me, man. I mowed the lawn today and I just get such bad allergies when I mow the lawn. Look at this. Armor level 1 almost complete now as well. Weapons level 1 for our Zerg player, almost done. Finally, I am sure he is going to need it, but look at this. MicroStar going to be moving out across the map. It looks like he catching these spine crawlers slightly out of position. Oh my goodness, don't get these Zerglings out of position while you're doing that. And another spine crawler going down here. It looks like he's going to set himself up defensively here. Not a bad play. Does not want to try and chase that army out across the map. With that many sentries, those force fields could be brutal. Oh, look at this. I said that maybe too soon. He may choose to move in here. Nope. He is going to be backing out. He sees that photon cannon. Does not want to get force fielded into this little area, I believe. So not bad there. Let's take a look. Units tab shows that now MicroStar probing up pretty heavily. 41 probes now. He is going to have both of these bases fully saturated here fairly shortly. Anjing on 34 drones, so getting a little bit behind in the drone count. The harvester count is now taking another gas. And he does not have another upgrade on the way yet, but he does have a Spire, which could come in pretty handy. He needs to do something to try and, I think, get his opponent off his macro here or anything. I mean, I think what's happening is MicroStar is just building an advantage. He picked one up. Let's take a look at units lost. Ever so slightly, he picked up a small advantage there. And is just starting to build an economic advantage that's going to be very difficult for Anjing to deal with. And MicroStar's base is built very, very well. He does have a robotics facility, is supply blocked here for the moment, but a robotics bay on the way. And this scouting stalker is going to scout this expansion. Yes, he does. That is not good for Anjing. It will be a little bit more difficult for him to defend this since it is so far away. Of course, there's not many other choices that he has unless he wants to go for this gold expansion, but he has to worry about taking out the destructible debris, which can be just as difficult, when it comes down to it. Put your army out of position. And MicroStar looks like he's going to be moving out towards that area, it looks like. I'm not sure. Well, he does want to... He is taking part of his army. So he's going to be splitting his army here, setting this one up in a kind of a forward position to see if his opponent is going to attack. Is he going to catch wind of this? Yes, he is. And pretty good force fields going down there. These stalkers getting cut out of position. They are going to go down to these Zerglings. So pretty good play there by Anjing. He may have been picking up a slight advantage here. Is he going to make it up into this base? Yes, he is! Oh my goodness! Going to try and do some economic damage to his opponent here. Very good idea. These pylons going to be happily picking away at these units. Oh, he just didn't quite get the damage done that he needed because he was on auto attack, so they ended up attacking these photon cannons, which ended up not going down. He needed to kind of pull them into the supply line and put them on a hold position and just let them kill probes. That's what he needs to do. But you know what? Let's take a look at Control R. Oh yeah, see, he didn't even get one probe kill that whole time. So definitely a little bit of misclick there. He really needs to use that hold position trick in these mineral lines when he gets those Zerglings in position like that. We do have Colossus on the way. This is going to be tons of fun. Oh, look at this. There's already one on the field. And the upgrades are just fantastic, though. That's the thing. I mean, he has +2, +1 now for his ground army. And what do we have here? We have finally Carapace level 1, so he's a little bit behind in the tech that way. He might want to consider tossing down another evolution chamber. Oh, and look at this. MicroStar going to be going for his gold expansion. Does not feel an attack coming, but however Anjing does, he's going to be moving out. Oh, this is just scouted. Is he just going to try and catch this army out of position? No, he's going to be backing out. Okay. I would rather have seen him try to do economic damage there while that army was out of position. He did scout that with this Overlord, so it was good positioning there. I think probably a poor decision. Maybe not the worst decision in the world, but oh man, I think he could have really utilized that scouting there to his benefit. He could have ran some Zerglings over to this base and taken out this expansion, or at least killed all these probes. It would have been very easy for him to do so, I think. Would have liked to have seen him do that. Here we go with a little bit of harassment from these Mutalisks. However, that is not going to go very well. There are plenty of photon cannons on the map right now around these areas. For MicroStar, going to be keeping those guys away as best he can. We have a single Zealot cruising over here straight to the mineral line. This Queen should be able to handle that, plus there are now Zerglings to handle it as well. And down goes that Zealot. And this Zealot going to be guarding this destructible debris to see what happens, see what he can see. Uh-oh, we do have movement here from MicroStar. Looks like he's going to be committing to a serious attack here. There is going to be a flank, however, from behind. We've got Zerglings and Mutalisks from the backside, and Mutalisks from the front now as well. However, they were not in range of these spine crawlers, so these spine crawlers not able to do the damage that they need to, and his army getting cleaned up very quickly. Anjing going to be in quite a bit of trouble here. He's going to need to make something happen. This defense is not going as planned. He really was hoping that they would be in range of these, what do you call them? Spine crawlers, my goodness. But look at this, these Colossus just laying waste now. +2/+2. This army is brutally large. There's a GG from Anjing. Very, very well played by MicroStar. Good game for all the way around. Thank you guys for coming out and watching. Thank you guys for playing. Don't Alt-Tab, always Alt-StarCraft. We'll see you guys next time.